Hey guys, welcome to Dude It's David. Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys the 3 most important skills you need to learn to start playing soccer. The 3 most important skills you need to master are passing, controlling, and dribbling. Before we get into that, check out this new jersey I got. A guy who's actually an announcer in Germany, he signed it right there. He sent this to me. It's super nice. The first thing we're going to talk about is passing. There's a ton of different ways you can pass, but I'm going to be teaching you guys the most simple way to pass, which is using the inside of your foot. Just like that. Plant your foot next to the ball, lock your ankle, just like that. And I'll talk a little bit more about it, but the most important thing is that your ankle is always locked. So this is a loose ankle, okay? This is locked. It shouldn't move. Whether your foot is down like this for a shot or pass like this, it should always be locked. It's also really important that you have good contact on the ball. So look at my cleat. You want to be hitting the ball in this area, right here. So it would look something like that. You also want to keep your heel down just a little bit and your toes slightly up. I'm going to demonstrate this just a couple times, so look out for what I just taught you. You also want to make sure that your body and your planting foot is pointing towards your target. So if I'm passing there, I obviously don't want to put my foot like this, or my body. You want to face, where you're passing. So if I'm aiming for that red cone right there, you want your body facing towards it. Usually you'll come up a little bit more from the left of the ball if you're right-footed, and the same goes with your left-footed. So it'll look like this. You should always be practicing passing and all skills with your dominant and non-dominant foot. Another thing I forgot to mention is you want to hit the center of the ball. You don't want to hit the bottom because it's going to go in the air, and you don't want to hit the top because it's not going to have much power, and who knows what's going to happen. Also, you don't want to see any side spin or back spin. You usually just want to see top spin. If I'm kicking the ball this way, the center of the ball will be about right here. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like to hit the bottom of the ball, which is incorrect, and then the center of the ball, which is correct, and then the top of the ball, which is also incorrect. If you're going to do a swift pass and hit the bottom of the ball, it's going to look something like this. When you're close, you generally don't want to do an air pass. Here's what it looks like to hit the center of the ball. And if you hit the top of the ball, it's not going to have any power or accuracy. See what I mean? The last thing about passing is your kicking leg needs to follow through, so like this. You see how I didn't just stop at the ball like this? To summarize the passing skills that we just learned in this video, keep your ankle locked, face your body towards your target, hit the center of the ball, and follow through with your pass. The next essential skill we're going to be talking about is receiving and controlling the ball. In a game, the ball can come to you in a bunch of different ways. You never know how it's going to go to you, so we're going to be talking about the simplest ways to control the ball. The easiest ball to control is a pass to or near your feet. You're probably wondering how I got the ball to stop right at my feet. Well, the tricks to do that are you need to use the inside of your foot just like how you pass it, and you need to open up your hips just a little bit like that and kind of cushion the ball as it comes to your foot. You don't want it to be like, if you go towards the ball, it would kind of bounce in front of you like that. And if you're trying to turn all the way over there, then you're going to open your hips like this a lot. You might see players like, doing this kind of stretch. That's a stretch, but that's also something you can practice to like that. This time I'm going to receive the ball and go that way, so I'm going to have to open up even more. Now, if I'm not turning, because that's a little bit advanced for what I'm teaching right now, you're just going to open up a little bit, and you also don't want to really be locking your ankle too much when you're doing this because you want to cushion the ball. Now I'm going to control a faster pass. For that, you're going to need to open up even more to cushion the landing. We're going to be practicing controlling a swift pass. Oops. As you can see in that last pass, my dad hit the bottom of the ball when he was trying to do a swift pass, and that made it hard for me to receive it. Now you're probably wondering what happens if a ball comes to you in the air. The ball comes to you in a lot of different ways. If you're really desperate, you can use your head. You can also use your chest. You can use your thighs. You could use the top or the inside. You can also do the top of your foot if it's straight up. So here's a way you can practice that by just throwing it in the air and cushioning it. You want to hit it usually about right there, kind of on your toes. You want to carefully bring it down like that. So here's what it looks like. Just hold the ball and go like this. And just keep practicing that, because a lot of the time, the ball will be up in the air like that and you need to run through it. Kind of control it like that. Sometimes it's hard to tell where the ball is gonna go exactly, and if you're not sure what part of the foot is gonna hit the ball. So a way to practice that, as you notice, I hit the very center of the ball, which is hard to do. And how you're gonna practice that is just by juggling. Well, that was terrible, but just keeping it up like this. You wanna hit the bottom. So a way you can start juggling is just hold it and kick it back up to yourself like that. Just like that, a bunch of times. So notice there's some backspin I'm putting on the ball right now. You can also do that without spin, like that. And that's by hitting your laces a little bit more. Then once you've practiced that a lot, you'll be able to go with both feet, and then you can just do one foot. Juggling isn't just a fancy skill to show off, and it goes with what I was just teaching you about getting the center of the ball when you're controlling it. What I mean is it's an essential part of controlling the ball. So juggling is super important, and I'll probably make an entire video about it. Another way you can practice juggling is with your thighs, like this. So just hold it and drop it. Now, getting a lot of juggles with your thighs is kind of hard. Like, you can get a couple in a row sometimes, but it's for sure harder than your feet. Everybody's different, so it could be easier for you to juggle with your thighs. To sum up what you just learned about controlling, you need to open your hips to control balls coming to your feet. Then you need to cushion the ball coming down, and then you also need to practice juggling. The third essential skill that you need to learn is dribbling. A lot of people think that you should be dribbling with the inside of your feet like that, and it just doesn't work very good. I mean, you can use the inside of your feet for turning, like if I wanted to cut this way, you know, stuff like that. But the correct way to dribble is gonna be with the outside of your foot. You wanna use kind of this area right here for dribbling, and here's what that looks like. Now let's get more into detail. So you kind of want to bring your heel out just a little bit so you can get that side of your foot touching the ball like that. It's kind of the top of the foot. It's kind of right there in this area, like that. Think of it as pushing the ball along with you instead of kicking it. The reason you want to dribble with the outside of your foot is because you don't want to be constantly opening your hips like this. It'll just be really weird. Look at that. To try to kick it along with you. When you're running, you want to go fast, and that kind of slows you down, and it's just weird and throws you off balance. So here's what it looks like to use the outside of your foot. So dribbling with the outside of your foot is mainly for speed running, or dribbling I should say. You also use it when going through tight spaces, but you can also use the inside of your foot. So let me give you an example of that. This is just a super simple drill. Set up a couple of cones, and if you don't have cones, use shoes or water bottles, whatever you have. So you're gonna use the inside of your foot, just like that. It's like the easiest way to dribble. Okay, turn around. So inside, outside, inside, outside. See what I'm doing there? Inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. It's super important that you learn to dribble with the inside of your foot. It's just you need to know when to use the inside of your foot versus the outside of your foot. So when you're using the inside of your foot, it's usually because, you know, you're gonna make a turn like this, which you can also use the outside of your foot. And like for this drill, like I was just showing you, this is kind of just practicing weaving through defenders. So, you know, if that orange cone right there is a defender and you go through like that, then there's another one there. You're just using it to get away. So what I'm saying is you never wanna use the inside of your foot to dribble fast. If that drill I just showed you is too advanced, start off with one foot only. Still using the outside of your foot and then the inside of your foot. Outside, inside. Now I'll do that with my left foot. So outside, inside. Outside, inside. So to summarize what you just learned about dribbling, you need to start using the outside of your feet. A lot of people start and they start using the inside of their feet, and it becomes very problematic. Practice with both feet, practice with the inside and outside. Practice just dribbling straight to start off with. One foot at a time, using the outside of your foot like this. Take it slow until you got the hang of it, and then do it with your other foot on the way back. So to summarize what we learned today, we practiced passing, controlling, and dribbling. So go back, watch this video later when it's time to practice. I hope you enjoyed this video. Save this video and watch it later when it's time for you to practice. Thanks for watching. Bye.